Wow. What a game that was. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Rockets post-game show talking about a Rockets amazing, thrilling, surprising, comeback, gutsy victory 144-137 over the Philadelphia 76ers. Rockets have now won 7 straight, swept the 6-game homestand. They're now 44-25. I mean, I'm curious of y'all thoughts. What do you think at halftime? Rockets trail 78-57 at halftime. And 85-60 with 10:44 left in the third quarter. Tied the game up. Then trailed by 10. Then we're down by 3 with seconds to go. Ime put in the double bigs. And the Sixers short people couldn't box out Alperen Şengün. Jabari Smith with a perfect missed free throw. Hit off the back of the rim. Came off right to Alpi, who big man Brissett got the put back. I mean, it's a hell of a game, man. It was a hell of a game. Hell of a game. This was a hell of a game. A lot of dudes stepped up, put up big numbers. Sola, how you doing? I mean, it was a hell of a game. Chamon, Tony. It was impressive. Jamon giving props to Ime Udoka, called it a master class. I wonder what he said at halftime, because the first half, Tari Eason was the only Rocket giving any effort in the first half. Sixers shot out of their minds, of course, but as you guys and ladies who watch basketball, watch pro basketball, any basketball, you don't respect the opponent, don't respect the game, let them get confident, and it's hard to stop them. In that first half, that's what Philly did. They were just rolling, man, rolling. But again, salute to, and I want to get y'all's thoughts, Jamon, Solo. This stat line I'm about to put up for young Mr. Green: 30 points, 7 rebounds, career high, 13 assists. 13 assists for Mr. Green. 4 turnovers, 3-1 assist, 2 turnover ratio. 13 assists, people. 13. He can do it. He's sure he can do it. 13 assists. He can be a facilitator. Jabari Smith came off the bench, 30 points, and that great missed free throw. 5 or 7 from 3. Best game for him all season, no doubt. No question about that. Dylan Brooks, before he fouled out, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Tari Eason, before he fouled out and got ejected, 21 points. Was Mr. Energy in the first half. Rockets outscored the Sixers in the paint, dominated. The Sixers short, undersized crew. Rockets 56-38 in the paint, 27-10 in second chance points, including those big 2-pointers from Alpi to tie the game up and send it into overtime. Şengün did not play a lot, but he came through when needed. End of the fourth quarter in OT. 13 points, 11 boards, 5 assists, 4 turnovers. Got to cut that down. But man, oh man, it was something. I'm going to get to him. And I'm curious. We got some comments on him here. Yeah, let me talk about this right quick. Even the referee explanation said Fred wound up. No, he didn't. He did not wind up. His arm was like right here. It was a wind up, and then he fouled. That wasn't a wind up. Justifying your call. That was not a wind up at all. But WK, how are you doing? I'm going to talk about a young fella right here, the Cougar. Saw him yesterday at the watch party, at the end of the watch party. Quentin Grimes, career high, 46 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists. He missed 5 free throws. If he did not miss those 5 free throws, Rockets lose. But he missed 5 free throws, and he had 6 turnovers, including a bad one when the Sixers were up 3. Instead of holding the ball and getting fouled, he threw a cross-court pass that Jalen Green picked off. Quentin had a teammate open ahead of him in the front court. That's a mistake. So those turnovers and free throws. But man, he had a role in there for much of the game. And Mr. Big Texco says this biggest story: Rockets are winning without the young star player, Amen Thompson. But where is it? Let me see. About Jalen Green saying Quinn had a better game. Where is that thought? Quinn Grimes had a better game. And is it paid like Green? He had more points than Jalen Green. I don't know if he had a better game. Like I said, Q had it going 46 points. But, I mean, y'all got to give Jalen Green some credit now. Quentin Grimes trying to get paid too. And he'll get paid most likely this summer. But Quentin had, what do he have? 4 assists, 46 points. So that's roughly between 54 points if those 4 assists led to 2s. Or if they led to 3s, which I don't know, that could be 58 points. Jalen Green, 30 points, 13 assists. If Jalen's 13 assists all led to 2s, that's 56 points. Mix in some threes with that. He had responsible for more points than Quentin Grimes. So, I mean, let's give Jalen Green some credit now. 13 assists, career high. He had it going. This is more accurate. He needs to be more consistent, no doubt. But games like tonight with the assists, he's not going to get career high in assists every game. But tonight shows his potential of what he can do. Just needs to do it consistently. Jalen Green could average 22 and 8 assists, 25 and 8. He can do it. Solo point, Jalen is real. You got to keep doing it. But he's showing he can do it. But that turnover by Quentin, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. And Solo, again, the Mavs traded Luka and Quentin Grimes. Oh, Nico Harrison. Bless your heart, man. Bless your heart. Here's a new name. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. Thank you. Both JG and Grimes put their hearts out there. They both played well. Hell of a win. Salute to the Rockets. Erased that deficit in the same quarter. Trail about 25 in the third, and we're tied going to the fourth. Outscored Philly 45-24 in the third quarter. Man, unbelievable. Hell of a game. A lot of ebbs and flows. Rockets made 14. How many threes did they make? 14 threes. Oh, man. Third quarter, they made 9 threes. I think that's right. Man, Jabari Smith had it going. Didn't not shoot that line drive on his shot. Rockets were 17 for 23 in the third quarter, almost 74% from the floor, including 9 for 13 from 3, 69% on threes in the third quarter, 8 for 10 on 2s, 80% on 2s in the third quarter. Boy. Man, oh man, I tell you, something else, man. That was something else. But it was, and kudos, like I said, Jabari Smith with the perfect missed free throw. Alperen Sengun with that grown man strength to get the O board and the putback. He did not play much of the game. He was a bad matchup for much of the game, but he did not pout when he was put back in the game with those few seconds left, and he did his job. He was professional. That's what he's supposed to do. When coach calls on you, go in there and do your job. So kudos to him for doing his job. Hell of a win. It was a fun game to watch in spurts. Some of the stuff was just, wow, what are we doing here? But kudos to him. Jabari, stronger than O'Shea Brissett, just shoved him underneath the basket and got the rebound and the putback. Good for him. But the Rockets, as I said, for those who are coming in as we're discussing these last couple of moments. First half, the Rockets disrespected the game, disrespected the opponent, allowed these unknown Sixers to get confident, knock down shots over and over and over. And that's why they trail about 21 points at halftime. It's human nature. It happens. Rockets are not the first team to take an opponent lightly in the NBA. This week, last week, it happens. I think the Wizards beat the Nuggets. I think they beat them twice this year. It happens. Wizards beat Detroit last week. Detroit did the same thing and lost. Spotted the Wizards a big-ass lead, tried to come back, and didn't close it out. Rockets spotted these Sixers, a huge lead, 25-point lead, but found a way to get the win. That's what matters. This was an aberration. They're not going to disrespect the game like this. They shouldn't for the rest of this season, but they found a way to win. June with this stat right here. Rockets are 10-0 whenever Jalen Green scores 30 or more. And this, the Rockets found a way to win. That's the important thing. First half, they played like ass. All of them except Tar Eason. Let's call it what it is. What we saw, what y'all saw. They played better and they made shots. They played more aggressive, more focused, more locked in. They played in the third quarter like they gave a damn and got back in the game and tied it up. So I'm curious as for y'all's thoughts. First half was awful. Does that concern you at all that they just look so lacked focus? Or are you glad that they found a way to win? And let's be real. I mean, these Sixers, some of these guys may not be in the NBA next year, but they played hard. Philly gave what they had. And defensively, Philadelphia, not on a string. And why would they? They have not played together for a while, ever, But they competed. They made it tough on the Rockets. Not too complicated. Kind of answer your own question right here. How come Cam Whitmore got no minutes? In place of who? And see, Warriors down to Nuggets right now without Murray and the Joker. It happens. And this is true. Teams are going to involve Alpian and pick and roll a lot of the playoffs. Playoffs slows down. Teams are going to try to capitalize on what they think are advantages for them. Ime Udoka is going to try to counter that and do things for matchup advantages in favor of the Rockets. Philly made 15 threes in the first half. 15 threes. And even with those 15 threes, I said to myself, they will not make 25 threes in this game. They made 24. So they cooled off a lot in the second half. Quentin Grimes had it rolling. But I think Q missed his last three shots. United says this. Trade Holiday, Tate, Landale for Grimes. Philly, well, we see, but Quentin Grimes he's going to get paid from somebody this summer. That's his goal, and to win, of course. But somebody's going to pay him this summer. Philly got to make a choice with injury-prone Joel Embiid. Not say injury-prone, bad luck Joel Embiid injury. Paul George shut down for the year. It's a lot of money tied up in two guys who are old and dealing with injuries. But WK, glad they found a way to win. The Rockets have consistently played down to their competition all year. Half their losses, yeah. Mr. Big Texco is saying what many of us have said during these shows. He does not believe Cam will be with the Rockets next year. I think we agree on that. And that's on Cam. This Rockets not going to miss him. If you want to be here, you need to act like it and play like it. Be professional. Not too complicated is pouring ice cold water on some of my thoughts about Mr. Jalen Green. Says Jalen Green will be traded this offseason. Believes Jalen will get picked on in the playoffs. Wow. June with this, Indiana won without 4 of their 5 starters versus the Wolves today, snapping the Wolves' 8-game losing streak. Obi Toppin when it was out of his mind making threes. Wow, man, some of the shots he made. But, you give players confidence, and then they get into that zone, and it's hard to get them out of it. Richard, what a comment. Why are we talking about Cam? He didn't play tonight. That was the question. Why didn't he play tonight? That was the question asked earlier in a few minutes ago in the discussion. Why didn't Cam get minutes? United said, United, I defended Cam, but now he's getting on my nerves. Time to get rid of him. H-Town's finest. How you doing? What's up, family? How y'all doing? And we're all family here on the Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows, the LTHR family. Solo saying it as well. Cam is probably gone in the offseason. J Smooth 713. That's a new name as well. Got a new name showing up tonight in the discussion. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining the conversation and joining the show. Spread the word about these Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game shows. Jay Smooth says Rockets need LaMelo Ball. You are not alone in that family discussion. He is in demand by some of the viewers of this show. And of course, now LaMelo wants to win, wants to go to a winner, tired of losing in Charlotte. So, J Mom with this question: which team should I watch in March Madness to learn about who the Rockets could potentially get with the Suns pick in the draft? Duke? Oh, let's give a salute to this new subscriber. Thank you very much, Albert. Appreciate that. Join the discussion. If you have comments, have a question, post it. And Richard, I was about to say this as well. I'll get back to J-Mon's question in a moment. LaMelo will have to play defense here. He sure will. It won't cut it if he doesn't. He won't play. But Duke, Cooper Flag, Illinois. Let's see. Thinking of high draft picks, possibly. Let me see. I don't think Milos Uzan will be a lottery pick. But I know that won't be a lottery pick. No, that won't happen. Baylor. For VJ Edgecombe. I think they got a tough matchup in the first round. I think that's right. Who else? Greatest? No, I disagree. And I'm going to take a shot at Philly. These Sixers, let me go over these names for the Sixers tonight. I mean, it's a great win, great comeback, clearly. But Justin Edwards, undrafted, had it rolling for a little bit. Ricky Council IV, O'Shea Brissett, Jeff Doughton Jr. Who? Alex Reese. Who? Jalen Hood Shafina, who had a wide open look to win the game at the end of the fourth quarter and missed. Wide open. Great play call by Nick Nurse. Got an open look. Used Quentin Grimes as a decoy. He missed a shot. Great look. But yeah, come on now. Greatest comeback ever. Almost all these Sixers, at least half of them won't be in rotation of anybody in the NBA next year. Come on now. Not too complicated. Says the Rockets probably will not use the pick unless it's top 5. I kind of agree with that. So which kind of narrows it down to Duke, Illinois, and Baylor to watch. Richard says Rockets need to draft a big for the dunker spot and rim protection. Bird's Eye, another new name tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate the new names joining the discussion. So salute to your friends who told you about this show. Appreciate that. Trade Jalen to Miami or Sacramento. All right, let me ask. I was fortunate enough to be on a show earlier today with one of my mentors, Mr. Ralph Cooper. We talked basketball for about an hour, college and pro, the brackets, all that good stuff. Ralph does not want to trade Jalen Green, or does not believe the Rockets should trade Jalen Green, because Jalen is still young. Rockets core is young, and he does not want the Rockets to trade their core players for a 1 or 2 year fix. He believes the Rockets core, if they stay together, has a wider window to win championships. Do y'all agree with that? Because trade, like I said, Jalen Green, he might be coming into his own. Career high 13 assists, 30 points. I mean, he's starting to see the defense better, pass to his teammates, still get his. Why are y'all so hard on Jalen Green? I mean, I'm curious. And Jalen he has to do it consistently. Agreed. But how wide is the Rockets' window to win a championship with this core staying together? And Cam Whitmore is not part of this core. Neither is Reed Shepard. Okay. So this young core, how wide do y'all believe the championship window is for this young core? Another new name, Noro Coro. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for participating in the discussion. He says, of course, keep the core together. So this is, yeah, I kind of recognize you, J Smooth. I think so. Jamon, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate this. Comments coming so fast, I can't even get on the screen. Okay. Let me scroll up here. Appreciate that. Udoka will show how good he is during the playoffs. Jamon wants to see the Rockets face the Clippers so we can send Harden's ass home in the first round. You know what? I like that comment from the top rope. So I'm going to give you the clapping. I will, let's see, because I like it. And I'm going to do this. So give me one moment to bring it back up. But I know some of the comments, some of the audio effect are not for everybody. And that's fair. Some of the things here are not for everyone. But the Rockets' first half was this.
This jig is the gas face, man.
Over and over. Trailing by 21 at halftime, letting Philly knock down those 15 threes. Just a team-wide heater for the Sixers, the unknown Sixers outside of Quentin Grimes. But they found a way to win. Mike Will, how are you doing? Tony, how are you doing? WK, See, not too complicated. Ooh. Mm. His defense is better this year. I mean, yeah, I think his defense has improved. I'm not sure I agree with you about him being soft. I don't think that's the case anymore. He still makes the game more difficult than it needs to be far too often. He takes too many tough shots when the simple thing will still get it done. But yeah, I think his defense has improved. His focus has improved. His consistency needs to get better. But I think he's starting to tap into his potential of who he could be. So this question, how much better will he get? That's part of it. And where was I? Solo had this comment. If Jalen plays well and is consistent, the Rockets could go far in these playoffs. So and don't get me wrong, I'm not like I said, I'm not a fan. I cover the Rockets. All right, you guys are the fans. You guys are the Rocket fans. But 23 years old, he's still talented, and I'll say this: it's not a fair comparison to either one of them. But Jalen Green, and he's playing through pain. He's not missing games. So complicated. A soft dude does not play through games, does not sit down, does not play consecutive games in the NBA. Hurt, banged up. Jalen's doing that. There have been games he probably could have sat, should have sat because of injuries, hip, thigh, all that kind of stuff. Hand, fingers, wrist. He's still playing. That's not a soft player. Jalen is an inconsistent player, but I don't know if I think he's past the soft label. I think he's earned that much. I see. Noah Cole he typed it in for me right here. How's he soft? He's playing every game. I mean, yeah. I agree, and I agree with this. Same with Quentin Grimes. Quentin handle's got to get tighter as well. Jalen's ball handle needs to improve. Yeah, his ball handle needs to improve. His decision making can still get better. And I think Solo is accurate here. Those 2 years with Steven Silas did hurt Jalen's development. Yeah. Hero ball is an issue for these Rockets. That is a problem that needs to be fixed. Need to work on that. And let's see. 3-way tie with the Rockets, Denver, and Denver's beating the Warriors by 13 now. Wow. Ooh, wow. Phoenix is beating Toronto by 30. Phoenix. Wow. I thought Phoenix had started doing the 1, 2, 3 Cancun conversations. So Nuggets are winning over the Warriors. So if they do win, they will have the same 44-25 record as the Rockets. Memphis, I don't believe, played tonight, so they're at 43-25. Lakers are winning, so they'll be 42-25. So 2, 3, 4, 5 all have the same number of losses at 25. Just a question of who's played the most games out of that. It's going to be, 2, 3, 4, and 5 separated by percentage points, basically. I agree with this. When Udoka made comments about having a quote-unquote go-to player at the end of games to make shots, he was challenging Jalen Green to step up. Jalen has more growing up to do, but he is taking on that challenge. And that's the difference between Jalen Green and Cam Whitmore. Jalen Green is taking on the challenge. He has accepted what the coaches demand from him, and he's producing. Cam Whitmore, I don't know what they want from me. They haven't told me. That's a lie. All right. So Memphis, that's what thank you for that. Memphis is losing. So they'll be, what is it, fourth? So, oh, yeah, they're getting waxed by Sacramento 102-88 early in the fourth quarter. And look, boy, I tell you, Wizards beat the Nuggets and losing to the Blazers by 24. Man, NBA basketball. NBA basketball. So, yes, back up about Jalen again. He's battling injuries and still playing. You know, when he banged knees with Quentin or Quentin knee hit Jalen in the thigh, Jalen hobbled around a little bit. He kept playing, stayed in the game. He kept playing and produced. The second seed plays the seventh seed. Well, that'll be determined after the play-in round till 7 through 10. So from a group of Minnesota, the Clippers, Sacramento, and what's left of Dallas. Dallas starting to get healthy slowly, but I doubt the Mavs will win enough to catch up to Golden State in the 6th spot. So they'll be in that 7-10 range. Minnesota, I think the 7-10 pretty locked in. Minnesota, Clippers, Kings, Mavs, Warriors, Minnesota kind of going back and forth. Warriors won 7 in a row. Minnesota had won 8 in a row before losing tonight to the Pacers. I was kind of hoping the Pacers would lose to help out my Pistons, but that did not happen. So, but alas. Ooh. J-Mon, how about this from Solo? Solo says he thinks Jalen is more mentally tougher than Book. Oh, I'm kind of curious what folks think about that statement that Jalen is tougher mentally than Book. Would firing Mike Budenholzer mitigate some of the Suns' problems this offseason? Would that help lessen the Suns' problems? Rockets, they're getting closer. That 9-game winning streak I talked about, that I said was possible, they are getting closer. 7 straight wins, 2 more to go, and I think the next 2 are quite winnable. And they're winning without young man who was playing some of the best ball on the team, Amen Thompson. So that's a positive. They got Orlando on Wednesday, then Miami on Friday, what's left of the Heat. Orlando surprised me yesterday, ending the Cavs winning streak with some of, because Orlando, when they faced the Rockets, their offense was just pedestrian. I mean, man, it was just awful. But let's see. Complicated. He's tough on Jalen. Says Jalen needs to make an all-star team or defensive team before he gives him props. Gives him his props. A-Town's Finest says he does not want Book. Mike Will kind of agrees. J-Mon, he's kind of standing alone apparently right now. He's seconds. I think Mike Will is well, Mike Will, are you referring to Solo's comment or are you referring to not too complicated comment about Jalen needs to make an all-star team? But J-Mon states he thinks Solo is wrong about that. He recalls Fred saying he had to get on Jalen about being late all the time. Not sure how focused Jalen is on getting better. That being late is a lack of professionalism. So I have a problem with that. We can argue, debate, discuss if the lack of professionalism is the same thing or analogous to mental toughness. Might be a different coin. But being a pro, that's one thing I still admire about LeBron James. After all this time, everything he's accomplished in the NBA, LeBron still arrives early to get to work. All right, Michael, thank you very much for confirming what you were referring to. So you're agreeing with Solo. And this is a job. It is a well-paid job. You are a professional. Being late, to me, and especially a pattern of lateness, is a sign of disrespect to your teammates, your coaches, the organization. Norokoro, Jamon said Fred stated it, that he had to get on Jalen about being late. It's like Zion in New Orleans, being late to practices, late to the team flights. Some of this stuff, y'all teams should not accept. I don't care if it's a star player. Your star player should set the tone and culture of your team and organization and your franchise. And if you allow them to be late at everything, then other players, teammates, well, why do you let him do it? It's a bad look to me. So I don't care how talented James Harden was when he was here. Be on time, be early. You are the team leader. You are the captain. Set that tone. And don't let it slide like the Rockets did for so long and then seem shocked when James started to go off on his own. Oh, it's oh, wow. I mean, this is true hypothetical. Do I think Jalen is tough enough to be a Coug? Eventually, he would have been. I mean, that is a true hypothetical, because the question would have been, would Jalen have signed with the Cougs? Because Kelvin Sampson's style is not for everyone. But I'll say this: Quentin Grimes was the man out of high school, struggled at Kansas, was ridiculed just ruthlessly by Jayhawk fans, transferred here. Quentin Grimes was not the tough, hard-nosed player you see him in the NBA now when he came to Houston and the Cougars. But he became a Kelvin Sampson player. Quentin Grimes, his first year with the Cougars, didn't rebound, did not crash the boards, did not like physicality. But that second year, Q got it going, and he did what the staff and Coach Sampson demanded of him, and he got it done. WK, and I played GM with Ralph Cooper earlier on Ralph's show earlier today about it. And I tossed out there, part of our discussion on this show about Durant or Devin Booker. And Ralph did not want Kevin Durant. He said KD's too old. Does not want to trade the Rockets' young core for KD. Some of y'all agree with that. Rockets could have drafted Quentin Grimes. They drafted, yeah, that's true. I mean, heck, the Mavs. I think what Quentin, he's been with the Knicks, been with Detroit, been with the Mavs, and now is a Sixer. He seems to have found a home I think the Sixers are going to try to find a way to free up enough money to pay him what he wants this summer because he wants a lot. He wants a lot. It's possibly that's a fair question. Do I think Coach Samp saved Grimes' basketball career? Yeah, I think that's safe. He made him a better all-around player. Quentin Grimes was really just all offense. He was a one-way player. And Coach Sampson made him a rebounder, made him a better defender. So added to his overall game. And with the better Quentin Grimes does in the NBA, the more Jamal Shead plays, it helps perpetuate the Cougs getting talented guards who want to be developed and who want to be NBA players to come to Houston. Got a few more of those coming in the pipeline next year. Got a couple of 5-stars, one guard, one of the top guards in the class. He wants to be coached, and his goal and dream is to play in the NBA. So, yeah, WK, I think Q. Grimes is going to get paid a lot this summer. So, like I said, Philly going to do what they can to free up money to pay Quentin Grimes. If that means trading Paul George, I mean, hell, they're going to do it. Quentin Grimes has earned, he is earning a big paycheck from someone in the NBA. So, but let's be clear. And Richard Tompkins is kind of touching on this. Quentin Grimes, as I said, played with the Knicks. He lost his shine with the Knicks. He barely played with Detroit because his ankle injury just never healed enough to see what he could do. Q with Detroit he was never available. And then trading him to Dallas to get a veteran in Tim Hardaway Jr. to help Cade and be a vet in the locker room, what Detroit needed. And then Dallas. So he's bounced around the league. Now we'll see if he can find a home and stick and stay with the Sixers. Oh, Cam should have stayed at, I don't know about that. I was going to say he should have stayed at Villanova. Cam probably should have transferred to some other college and stayed a second year in the NCAAs. But he was a first-round pick with question marks about his game, about his tunnel vision. Most likely, I believe, and y'all do too, Cam will be elsewhere next season, be traded this summer, this off season. Hopefully, the light will come on for him and stay on at his new team. Or he could be a Quentin Grimes. He might get bounced around 2 more teams until it finally clicks in his head and he's at a spot where he can fit in and shine. It might happen. Sometimes it happens for guys like that, for players like that. WK, and it's a shame Daryl Morey swung and missed on this one. Philly and PG, talking about Paul George, is a great example of what happens when teams chase big names that are beyond their prime. KDC is going a different route. Says Cam's contract is cheap, rookie contract. Should keep him to balance up the re-up of Tari and Bari. He says we need cheap talent in the pipeline. Agreed, but at what point or how long do you want the Rockets to wait on Cam to figure it out about how to be professional? and do what it takes to earn consistent minutes. He's young enough, but how long is too long? Are the Rockets interested in a Milos? Talking about Houston guard Milos Uzan. I mean, I don't know specifics, but I know I feel very safe in saying more NBA scouts are paying attention to Los now, and I think the chances of him going pro and getting drafted in the first round, or getting drafted, that's for sure getting drafted, are better than 50-50. And if he has a great tournament and plays himself into a first round pick, he's definitely gone. So kudos to Los. And if he goes pro and gets drafted, Coach Sampson will find another guard in the portal to pair with freshman Kingston Flemings and keep this train rolling. So that won't be a problem. KDC says Cam is low risk. He's an eighth guy, really, probably ninth when a man comes back. If Cam doesn't figure it out, we just move him, but there's no rush. He's cheap contract. All right, y'all agree with that logic? It's sound logic. I'll say this. I'll respond this way, KDC. But what if you could involve Cam in a trade and improve the Rockets? Are you still saying no? Not too complicated, kind of going on with a stretch on this one right here. We should give Cam the same amount of time we've given Green. Well, let him. He needs to earn it, though. I think you agree with that. He needs to earn it. Ime Udoka, he's not one to just give you minutes, especially when he doesn't need to. When he doesn't have to. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think Rafael would involve Cam in a trade for someone who won't make the Rockets better. I don't think Rafael will do that. So, I don't know about that, KDC. I like this. Solo's being funny, but I like it, though. Stone should call up Nico Harrison and ask AD for Cam. June says Rockets are Cooper flag away from a championship. KDC saying people want Cam gone, but for what? Who? And that's part of it. Because I'm going to ask y'all. Cam, Reed, picks. Who do y'all want in return? If you trade Cam and Reed and Jock Landale, picks, whatever, who do y'all want in return? For a while there, Devin Booker seemed to be the answer. But if not Book, who? Rich Base, thank you, man. Chiming in. Appreciate it. Great discussion here. Let's see. Rockets' next game is Wednesday at 6 at Orlando. Probably not going to have a show there. I have a meeting that I have to attend, and it might go long, unfortunately. So we'll see how Wednesday goes. Friday after the Miami game should not be an issue because the Cougs play on Thursday and won't play. The next game won't be until Saturday. Rich Base, appreciate this. Majority of folks who are on the show obviously are Rocket fans. So, I got no problem with that. I'm talking Rockets with you guys. So I got no worries about that. But thanks to salute to the Pistons. Had a butt whooping today in New Orleans. Just thumped. Oh, yeah. Marcus is fine. I mean, he wants to play more. But he said to me, and let's be real about this. I mean, they lost. He was part of the 28-game losing streak last year. He said to me, man, I played for Coach Sam. I'm built for this. So, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. and they're winning now as opposed to last year. So it's much easier to, if you're not getting a lot of minutes consistently, if your team's still winning. So sure, he wants to play more, but he's good with winning now, so he's okay. He's fine. June believes Reed Shepard would be a good shooter for the Rockets. I'm not questioning that, but I'm putting out there, if you guys, or is it just the thought process now from the majority of you, that you don't want the Rockets to make a trade for an impact player, meaning a player who will help them and be in the rotation and bump somebody who's already in the rotation now? It'll be an upgrade for the Rockets. So y'all, is the consensus now that you want the Rockets to stand pat? You want Rafael to stand pat this summer? That's a long time. That's a long time. Y'all sure have changed your tone. The winning streak kind of changed your attitude. I remember some folks on here thought the Rockets, when they were losing, said the Rockets were going to miss the playoffs. Y'all were gloom and doom then. Why do I hang the Pistons jersey? Because I'm a Pistons fan. And that's a Grant Hills jersey right there, too. I was a fan before Grant Hill was a Piston. So I've been a fan since '86 of Detroit. So not going to change. And as I told my sister, I told my family, that jersey, put it with me in my coffin, because ride or die, Detroit basketball. Oh, Rich Bates with a wild take. Thinks OKC is fool's gold. Thinks the Rockets will be a better playoff team. We'll see. I mean, it's not like they didn't have success last year in the playoffs. So we shall see. Solo thinks Rockets should do what Thunder did by getting Caruso and Hartenstein, both high-level role players. Looking forward to the Rockets in the playoffs. See what they do. See how the young fellas respond to their first taste of postseason basketball. So we shall see. JB Bickerstaff was upset about the officiating as well. Well, that's going to do it. Going to wrap it up. Thank you as always. I went a few minutes longer than I had planned in my mind, but you guys bring up great discussion. Not too complicated, man. You really don't like Jalen Green, do you? You really don't. Kate Cunningham makes me regret picking Jalen. I mean, what's done is done, man. You know. Hey, Rob, Rich Bates, we'll see, man. We'll see. You don't worry about it. We'll see come playoff time. You might be right. We shall see. That's part of the give and take on this show. All opinions are welcome as long as the conversation maintains being respectful of everybody's opinion. You might be right. We shall see. It's all about matchups. I'm looking forward to the matchups, seeing what the Rockets do in that first round. I'm still sticking with it, though. Rockets, Lakers in the first round. I'm picking the Lakers. I'm flat out. That ain't changing. I'm picking the Lakers. But as I said a few minutes ago, most likely there won't be a post-game show on Wednesday after the Rockets game against Orlando. Thursday, I'm probably going to do a live show Thursday at noon to lead into the Cougs game against the SIU Edwardsville Cougs in that 1-16 matchup. So that'll be the Houston Roundball Review takeover at noon here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Then Friday, we'll get back into Rocket discussion. But if you want to join in the discussion of the Rockets on Thursday, feel free. And we shall see how it all plays out. Rich, everybody's questioning the Lakers, who they're going to defend. All right, come playoff time, when the game slows down, and we shall see. We shall see. But I'm looking forward to this. Bobby, thank you very much for this comment. Appreciate this as well. Solo, looking forward to this. I definitely am. So everyone, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button on the show. Spread the word about these post-game shows. Spread the word about the Less Rage Cougs post-game shows. Oh, and everybody's talking about there's people to hunt on the Lakers. There's people hunt on the Rockets too. Let's not get this twisted. All right. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Let's call it a buck now. I didn't say the Rockets were going to get swept, but they're not beating Lakers 4 times. They're not. Even, and some of y'all are kind of choosing to ignore something that many folks believe happens anyway about the LeBron effect. Y'all think the NBA gonna let the Rockets beat the LeBron in the first round? Come on now. Come on. 4 times? Come on. Come on now. Let's be real. Like, series goes 7. Really? Come on now. And it could be a potential Lakers Steph second round. Come on now, folks. Come on. So I might get in trouble from the league office saying that, but whatever. Whatever. That's fine. Get the email, get the slap on the wrist. That's okay. But as always, salute to everybody for your comments and questions on this show, this edition of the Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game show. We'll do it again in a few days. And I'm wrapping it up. Let me get my favorite sound bite ready. Wrapping it up as I always do. Y'all know how it goes. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.
Game over.